Hello and welcome to Bad Chess. Today I'm going to shake things up. Instead of showing you how to not play chess, I'm going to show you the basics. This is your crash course in how to play chess, taught to you by someone who named their channel Bad Chess. Let's go. So step one is setting up the board. I'm sure most of you will be playing online, but this is still good to go over. It's still worth knowing how to set it up. So the board consists of 64 squares, alternating dark and light. And you want to always make sure you have a light square in the bottom right-hand corner. If you're playing white, you're going to have a light square, bottom right-hand corner. And if you're playing black, same thing. You're going to have a light square, bottom right-hand corner. The second thing is just setting up the board. So, pawns go in the second row for white, and for black, they go in the seventh row. On the outside corners, you have a rook on both sides. Next to them, you have your knights. Next to them, your bishops. And finally, your king and queen in the center. Now, you need to make sure your queen goes on its color. Black queen on the dark square, white queen on the light square, and then the king next to them. And now your board is set up. You are ready to play. Now let's talk about how the pieces move. We'll start with the pawns. Pawns can move one square forward. Except on their first move, they can move twice, but after that, it's just once. Same with black. They can go two on their first move, and then it's just one forward after that. They can also just go one on their first move. It really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Now, the weird thing with pawns is while they move forward, they capture diagonally, and it can be to the right or to the left. Now the rooks, they move in straight lines sideways, back and forth, forward, and backwards, as far as they can go. And that's also how they capture. Now knights are pretty unique. They are the only piece that can jump over other pieces, and they also move in an L shape. Two up, one over, two over, one up. So if you have the knight in one of your four center squares, these are all the options for the knight to go to. Now the knights also capture in the way they move. So my knight goes here, black can capture in that L shape. Now let's move on to the bishops. Bishops move diagonally, forward and backwards. That's also how they capture. Now you'll notice there's a bishop that starts on a dark square and a bishop that starts on the light square. Those bishops will always stay on that color of square. So you have your dark square bishop and you have your light square bishop. Now the queen is the MVP. She's the piece that carries your whole team. She can move in any direction as far as she wants. She moves diagonally, she moves backwards, forwards, sideways, and that's how she captures as well. Now the king moves one square in any direction. And keeping your king safe is the whole point of the game, which I'm pretty bad at sometimes. The king can also capture that same way. If there was a pawn here, king just captures. Now, how do you win the game? You win the game by checkmating your opponent's king. And what that means is your king is being threatened by a piece and it can't move, or it can't capture the piece that is threatening it, and the piece that is threatening it can't be blocked. So I'm going to set up a scenario so you can see what a checkmate looks like. So here's a position. Right now the king is not being threatened by any piece, meaning it's not actively in check. But if it was white's move, queen would go to e7, delivering checkmate. The king has no safe squares to go to. The queen hits them all. The king can also not capture the queen because the knight is protecting the queen. And there are no other pieces that could capture my queen to eliminate the threat. And that would be checkmate. And that's it. You now know the basics. So go play some games, get on chess.com, find someone to play over the board with. If you like this channel and like the content, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.